Bears, welcome to my channel. My name is Kayla June Caylbarb on, that was a bad snap, social media. So today I am going to be doing a first impressions of a wonderful company that I'm so grateful for sending me a bunch of products, and this is all that they sent me. And this is by Woosh Beauty. So I have a bunch of stuff to test out today. There are some things that I don't have, but that was my hair. But there are some things that I do have, so let me pull this back a little bit. Yeah. Okay. So I have this fold out face, complete daily makeup routine. Like, it's like I kept the packaging just so I could read some stuff. So this is like what it looks like right there. It has like all the face stuff, so I'm super excited to try this out. I'm not going to be 100% sure that's going to be like my shades. I was the one that did tell them like my shade range. I'm usually light, medium, depends. Because like I have like a really pale skin, but I like to be a little bit darker and a little bit bronzier sometimes, so I was just like, light medium-ish. So that's what they did send me. And also this came with a 4-in-1 secret brush set. So this is basically what it is. Hold on one second. I know the other piece is right here. So basically it's like these brushes. So it like comes out and they like kind of all attach to each other. The one thing that I did have trouble with this is that this part will go on with it. And I figured this side would go on with it, but it keeps on coming undone. And like I've tried to snap it and like screw it on, but it keeps falling out. But I mean, if you're super picky, then that's gonna annoy you, but it's okay. It's alright, I'm fine with it. They also sent me this little makeup bag. I did a little unboxing on my Instagram story, and they're in my highlights reel, so if you want to go check that out at Caylbarb, just do so. Also, I have more brushes here that I'm going to be using today. I have the face palette. I have this Flex and Curl mascara with lash shield, so I have mascara and the lash shield. I'm going to be trying out both today. I'm hoping that this video isn't going to be too long, but we'll see. And then I have these even eye stencils, so I'm going to wear these while I do my eyes. Like I usually use the shadow shields, I'm going to use those today. I have this eyeliner wheel, which I'm kind of interested in using. I don't really do my liner on camera, but I'm going to try so I can show you how useful this is or not. And I have two, Woosh lip glosses in Glam Taupe and Glam Peach, right? Glam Peach. So I'm super excited to use these because these are actually really pretty. I may put a lipstick underneath, but I probably won't because this is a Woosh Beauty First Impressions. And yeah, so I'm going to go prime my eyes really quick, and then we are just going to get on started. So if you aren't already, please subscribe to my channel. And if you do like this video at the end, give it a thumbs up. And yeah, follow me on all my social media handles, and let me go prime these lids. Let's get this started because I ramble, and I'm going to set all this out so it's all right in front of me. I'll show you the products in the process, and we're going to see my final thoughts. So keep on watching if you are interested. So I already have my primer on. I just buffed that in with a beauty sponge. And then I'm going to go into this fold out face palette that they sent me. And I'm going to take this shade right here, and I'm going to apply that all over my lid. I don't necessarily have a flat brush. Like I have a good brush for like my concealer. For like the crease part. But let me just take my Royal and Langnickel brush really fast. And before this, I don't want it to crease on me. So I'm just taking this flat Royal and Langnickel brush with that base shade, and I'm just applying that all over where I placed the primer, which is literally all over. I just put it all over my eyeball area. This is actually a nice neutral skin tone for me, kind of shade, whereas it's nice. It's actually really nice. It reminds me of the shade, I forget what it's called, in the Thirsty palette. His first shade. It's a very like skin tone type, again for me, but I do believe that it's a really good, it's a really good eye primer shade. So, I have 2 shimmers and a black matte shade. So there aren't a lot of options. I do wish there was a transition shade instead of 2 shimmers. That's like the only thing. Let me see. But we can work with it. I don't know why that says "and brow definer," because that doesn't make sense. It says brow eyeshadows and brow definer, so I'm assuming these 2 are eyeshadows and these are like the brow definers. This is like a gold flex brown. This isn't a matte brown shade. If it was, I could probably use it for brows, but that's why I didn't use it today. But it's still a pretty eyeshadow shade, and so is this. But I'm going to use this as a liner, and I'm going to use these 2 shades. So I'm basically just going to work with it and see how it goes. So first I'm going to take this brush right here. It's double-sided. This is actually a good brush for underneath powder. I'm going to take this brush right here, and I'm going to take that shade that's labeled Shine, and basically just put it all over. It's going to be a very like subtle, it's actually a pretty highlight shade. Very pretty. It's very pigmented, I will say that. I'm trying to see if I have, I don't have, I kind of do. No, I can't use that. I wish I had a thicker, fluffier blending brush from them. But this is actually a really pretty color, really pretty. It's very subtle, and it's very like, if you just want to be glowy. I don't want to use that. Let me see. If you just want to be glowy, like on the lid, I like it a lot. When I'm trying to like blend this outward, just so it's not just like one full circle. Going to do, actually, I'm going to put the brown shimmer shade underneath, and then I'm going to kind of smoke it out here. So I'm going to take this little guy right here in the little brush set that it came with this fold out palette, and I'm just going to place, oh wow, that's pigmented too. I'm going to kind of, and I'm only taking little by little, that's why I keep going back in. It has nothing to do with like the product itself. I always go little by little with product. I'm making the face because it's actually really, 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 really blendable. I just like when I try new palettes, I always am just like so happy and so thrilled when I see how blendable palettes are. I just get really excited. But the pigmentation's pretty nice, and it is really blendable. It's not like creamy or anything like that. It's not dry. Like, it's not like super like dry where it's just like a big patch. At least in my opinion. I think it's very flattering. It's cute. Okay. So obviously I'm always just like, let's just see how it goes towards like, you know, once I have my face. Because usually when I do my eyes, I'm just like, oh, I don't know if I like this. And this usually isn't my thing. If you consistently watch my channel, I'm very like bold and glitter and blah, 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 blah. But I'm not complaining because for a subtle, like on the go, this is actually really handy just to like fold up and take with you in your like purse, in your bag, in your travel bag. I mean, it's actually, so far for me, it's very convenient. And even like the little brush, like I don't like little brushes, but if you look at it as, if you need to take something like this with you for like touch-ups or something like that, yeah, it's very convenient because they have like this little flat brush could be used for concealer, or you could use it if you really want to apply glitter on the lid. But using glitter on the lid with this brush, it could be used as I use it as a transition crease and all over the lid brush. So, should I say more? Also, I do like this brush a lot. It's actually really pretty. I like the fact that it's really packed in with each other. It's not too fluffy. It's not too stiff. It's really good. And I use this brush. I use this brush right here, and I know it's big, but I used it just to really kind of like take that base shade and kind of blend it a little bit. And that was really nice. So I'm going to go straight in with my foundation and concealer. So these are the two options I have. So obviously I'm going to take this shade as the foundation. And I'm going to take that on this little guy right here. And I'm going to blend it out with a beauty blender as well. Or a beauty sponge, I should say. Just because I want to make sure that it looks really, really, really good. I mean, it may look really good without it, so we'll see. So I'm going to take this shade. It's actually not that bad. Let's see. It's really thick. Not on the face, but like trying to get it on the brush, it feels thick. Yeah, it's actually not a big shade at all for me. And I may not actually need my sponge, which is a good thing, which means the brush is doing its job. So that's always good. I'm trying to see how it feels on my face. It applies on really smooth. And I'm literally just going like this down the, I mean, it's a little bit dark, but it's not that bad. In person, it's not that bad, but I could be wrong. I haven't necessarily put it all over yet. So I'm just taking like one swipe of the product and then just applying it on my face. But as you can see, like a little goes a long way, which is also good. This brush is actually a really good foundation brush. It's working well for me, and I don't use brushes when I apply foundation. I never, ever use brushes when I apply foundation. That's just not my thing. So I can kind of see how it's turning a little bit darker, and not orange, but I can see a little bit of orange, to be honest. But also I'm going to apply the concealer and the powder, which will pretty much brighten everything. So we'll see at the end result. So let me apply this on my neck as well. Here. So now that my foundation is laid out, I do like this brush, but we'll talk about everything at the end. So next I'm going to take the concealer shade, and I'm going to use, where the heck did it go? I'm going to use this brush. It's on the brush side that says eyes. I don't know if it means like eyes or if it means like eyes. I'm going to count that as eyes, but technically it's face. But I'm going to use that for my concealer. Why not? Well, I definitely like the shade for the concealer because it's kind of close to what I already use. The one thing I'm trying to do is tap it and not brush it down. So for this, I'm going to go back in with that foundation brush that I used, and I'm just going to blend it all in. I like it. So then next I'm going to go in with my powders. Well, powder, right? Powder? Hold on one second. Sometimes I have to go back. So I have like two powder-ish shades. Oh, so those are the Magic Airbrushing Blenders. Okay, so I'm going to go in with this shade right here as my setting powder. And I'm taking this for my under eye. This is the Perfector. I'm just going to use that. Take some of the powder and kind of tap it underneath. And then for my full face, I'm actually going to use this. Since it's a powder, but it's a little bit darker, I'm going to take this shade right here, number 5. I know it has like certain like steps, but I'm also going to take this blending brush. It's like the biggest one I have. So I'm going to take that one and I'm going to tap it and twirl it all over the face. That's a bristle, I think, or it's a string from the packaging. Oh no, that's bristles. Well, that's no bueno. Oh yeah, that's not good. That's annoying. I don't know why that's doing that. I can't get it. What is that little fuzz? Okay, so I powdered my face, and I've actually, to be honest, was sitting around for a little bit because my phone overheated, because that's what it does. And like looking at it now, besides the fact that I'm creasing right there because I didn't actually bake my face, the foundation and the concealer is actually like working pretty well. Like it looks dewy, I'm not gonna lie, but it's not like oily dewy. It's like really, it's just sitting nicely. For some reason, like this part of my face is really flawless looking, and I really like how it just gives that like a little bit of shine underneath, even though I set it in place. I do like that, so that's actually really cool. But I'm going to bronze now, and I'm gonna take the bronzer shade in there, and I'm going to take this number 3 contour brush. So I'm gonna take the fatter side versus the very angled tapered side-ish thin brush. I am so bad at this. And I'm just gonna take a little bit. This like actually looks a little bit dark, so we're going to see. Oh, it doesn't. It's actually really nice. I thought it was gonna be really like dark. It's like dark, as you can see, but it's not like, oh my god, Kaylee, you look horrible dark. And it's blending out. And what I do is obviously I always blend upward, and I go along my temples and a little bit on like the tops of my forehead. I mean, it's a little harsh like right here, but at least it's like not messy. Like it's not muddy really. It's just really sharp. But it also could be the brush, because that brush is like, I literally went like that, so it could be that. So what I did was take one of the Magic powders and kind of blend it out a little bit with this little fluffy brush that came with the face palette. And then I'm going to do the other side. Go back in with that powder and kind of blend. And then for blush, I have 2 shades. So one is a matte shade and one is slightly shimmer. I'm actually going to take this one right here, which is the slightly shimmery one. And with that, I'm taking the blush brush, which is like a typical blush brush I would use. So it's really pink. Really pink. As you can see, that's like really pink. I may have to blend this out a little bit. So I'm going to go back in with one of the Magic powders and kind of blend it all together. And real quick, I'm going to go take this number 1 brush from the little kit that I got and go back in with that brown shade, and I'm just going to fill in the underneath of my eye. look that bad. I mean, it's really pink for my skin tone. This side actually didn't really blend that well. I'm hoping that I just heavy-handed that. But next I'm going to take the highlighting shade, which is the only shimmer shade in there. And I don't even know what brush I can use. I'm going to go back in with the original powder brush that I used, one on the corrector side. I'm going to take that. Oh wow, it's really pigmented. Oh damn, do you see that? That's actually really nice. That's actually really nice. And I'm going to take the same shimmer shade, put it in my inner corners. Oh, that is really pretty. And then on my, I was about to say Cupid's bow, my brow bone. That is really nice. I actually really like that as a highlight a lot. So I'm going to do the mascara, so don't worry about that. But I want to, let's see. So I wanted to talk about this. So I thought it came with the like the eyeliner like tin thing that it shows like up here, but it didn't. It was just the brush. So I unfortunately don't have anything that I can use this with. So unfortunately I can't use this brush, which is really sad because I really wanted to use this. So I'm gonna have to get a product before I can use it. Yeah, I wish like I had something, but I don't. And I forgot to use these because I actually wanted to really focus on the eyes, but I'm going to make a video using these on my Instagram, so stay tuned with that because I'm actually super excited to use this because I am obsessed with like shadow shields, underneath eye patches and all that stuff. So those are the only two products that I can't necessarily give any feedback on. So this is the Woosh mascara. This is the Flex and Curl 2-in-1 mascara in black, and this is what it looks like. And this is what the bristle looks like. Ooh, I have fuzz because I opened it already, of course. And the one thing I like about this, so just kind of watch. So this is what it looks like. Do you see how it bends? And now it's not. So this little cap right here makes it flex, which is pretty cute. And this is the actual shield. It reminds me of like shark teeth. So the thing with that, I'm wondering if like, oh, so that's what, okay. So I'm going to do this real quick and we're going to see how this works. So I'm going to take some product. I'm going to flex the brush. I am actually a little bit nervous. I'm going to zoom in when I edit, so don't worry. And I'm just going to okay. So it is an interesting concept, let's put it that way. But I feel like I'm gonna poke myself. I feel like I'm gonna poke myself in the eye, and that's what's making me super nervous. So there is that. But I like the fact if you press against your lid, your lashes pop up. It probably would work best if I curled my lashes. So actually, let me curl these real quick on this side and see if that helps at all. And curl these since they're still wet anyway. Oh yeah, that looks so much better. And the mascara is actually really nice. Oh my god, that actually worked. I mean, obviously I want to touch it up a little bit, but overall, that worked. That is great. This is so cool. Okay, let me grab some more. for my underneath. So for this one, you go like this. I don't even know if I'm getting, I am. I can't even tell if I'm getting my lashes. Okay, well, that was a little bit helpful, I'm not gonna lie. This eye might be easier because I'm right-handed. Because my problem with mascara is the fact that I always get it on my lower lash line. Always, guaranteed. So the fact that I didn't go down to my lower lash line is pretty awesome. So, finally, I have these two shades, and I'm obviously going to use Glam Taupe, which is the bottom one, and I'm super excited. If you haven't seen the two swatches, it is on my Instagram story. So the thing with this is that the applicator turns. So I don't know if you can tell on camera, but it legit turns, like it spins. And I wanted these so bad. So, my final thoughts of everything. So, obviously, you know, I didn't try this out or this out because I didn't have the eyeliner product for this, and I want to do this for an Instagram video. Even though they are reusable, I just kind of forgot, and I kind of was just like, damn, I really want to talk about this, though. So, I'm going to make an Instagram video using this. As for this guy right here. So, the fact that the package came with brushes and all of this product, including eyeshadows, a shadow primer, a black eyeshadow that you could use to smoke out your eye, or a liner, a bunch of powders. These two powders were great for blending out everything. Good setting powder, and like this was a really good setting powder as well. This was a good all over the face powder for me because I really like to have some kind of darker setting powder for all over my face and a lighting setting powder for under my eyes and in the highlighted points. As for the bronzer shade, it was slightly dark and a little bit hard for me to blend out, but once you use like one of these powders to kind of help blend everything together, it wasn't as bad. I mean, the blush is really, really pigmented, so be cautious with that. I also like the fact they give a matte option and a shimmer option. As for the highlight, I think that's like my favorite part, and the shadow shade here and this shade, and actually the eyeshadows overall are really great. The powders are really great. The shimmer, the highlighting shade, I love it so much. Like even my nose, like, oh, I'm like looking there, and like I put it all here. It just looks really flattering. It's really pretty. That's like my favorite part of this entire thing. And as for the foundation, the concealer, they both worked really well. They're really creamy. They're really dewy, but I actually like the fact how I was sitting in a hot room, or I'm currently sitting in a hot room, and I don't look greasy. Like, I look good. Like, maybe right here I look a little bit oily, but like, this is good for like on the go, traveling, and for example, like I take my brush, take some powder, and hold on, these bristles, and just pat it a little bit, and like any other, it's fine. So like the fact if you carry like a decent sized purse, you could throw this in there. The one thing about the little brushes, so let's see, so this brush right here, so the one thing about like this brush, I love this brush so much to like even blend out my concealer, blend out my foundation. I loved this brush. I also loved this brush, this little guy, because I used it pretty much for my entire eye look by itself, besides that one little brush. I didn't use this one, but this would be good for concealer or like to get precisely just on the lid itself. And I used this brush as well to really blend out everything. So these brushes are really useful, and they come with that face palette. So yes for that. As for the other brushes, so I have a lot of like the packaging material in there. So I use this. I like how precise it is, and it really creates that line that you want, and you don't really have to bake anything. I do like that. It was really hard to blend out with this though. I didn't use this side, so I can't necessarily say how good it is. It might be good for a nose contour, but I didn't do that in this video. It's not always needed. I love this side of the brush for under eye. And for the highlight wasn't too bad. I do wish there was a more, like I kind of wish this brush was a highlighting brush instead of a just thinner version of this, if that makes sense. But overall, I still use this as a highlighter. I still use this for under my eyes to set, and it worked really well. I actually have a similar brush like this by Morphe, and I love it. This brush is really good because that's what I use with my eyes to put on that first shade, that shimmer shade. I didn't really have like a big like concealer brush either. I didn't know what to use. This wasn't as bad to use though, because it really worked well going up my nose and to really focus on certain parts. And because it's so thin and tapered up here, it got really good under my eyes, so it actually really worked well as a concealer brush. This brush, however, brow/liner brush, I did not use for this video. This blush brush was a little bit stiff. I wish it was a little bit more fluffier. They're all soft, by the way. I do wish it was a lot fluffier, only because I felt like it was a little bit difficult to blend out the blush, but I also think I went a little heavy-handed on it. And as for this blend brush, number 5, I used for powder all over my face. I actually really did like that as well. I usually use bigger brushes this size, but fluffy, but I still like this brush in this as the set. Okay, so let's see. As for the mascara and the mascara shield, at first I was a little bit hesitant because I was like didn't know how to feel about it. But once you apply it on or like around your lashes and you press upwards against your lid, your lashes kind of flick up and it's easy to apply. It actually worked. And I was really like, so again, before my phone overheated, I was actually surprised that this worked really well. So like I said in the video, I have a real problem getting mascara all on my lower lash line, like in this area. And this tool actually worked really well. So I'm actually really excited that this worked out, because I'm going to be using this again. As for the lip glosses, I did swatch them both already on my Instagram, and I did like both shades. Applying it on my lips, besides the fact that my lips aren't that smooth, I do like it a lot. I really don't have much, like anything really bad to say. The one thing I will say about the entire box of this is this brush was the only brush that kept, like it kept coming, like the bristles kept falling out. That was the only thing, pretty much. Everything else though, I think worked out really well, and I'm actually really happy. So obviously, as you can tell, this is the packaging that came in. That's why I keep playing with it. I did like everything in my box. I would definitely take this with me to touch up, and if I just need to like get ready really, really quick and do my face, along with these brushes. So even the fact that my little brushes don't all connect, I still have this bag that they gave me that I can put all it in, roll it up real tightly like this, and then slip it into my purse. So overall, thank you again to Woosh Beauty, because I liked almost everything, literally everything pretty much, besides one thing. And actually, it's not even that I didn't like it, it was just, it kept falling apart. And I was just like, no. And I couldn't tell if it was my hair, because usually my hair gets stuck to everything. But other than that, I like these products a lot. The face palette worked really well. The shades worked really well. The look is really pretty and natural and shimmery and glowy, and I always love that. The highlight. Also, this is cruelty-free and no animal testing, so that also wins in my book. But yes, if you did like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. I will link and tag Woosh Beauty in my description box. And if you aren't already, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys. Thanks so much for watching.